So hello and welcome back to Test Drive Thursday. Today I'm driving the Mercedes NG 1632. So it's a very classic truck, as you can see. I thought, why not mix it up? We don't really drive that many classic trucks, and this is a prime example of that. So in today's episode, as usual, we're going to be taking a look at the customization and see how this thing drives. So let's get into it. Okay then, so here we are in the truck configurator. So if we go to cabins, you can see we've only got this one here, the standard. So the chassis, we've got three options here. So we got the 4x2, which we've just been driving. Got the 6x4. You can see it. I don't know about you. Does it sit slightly lower than the 4x2? And you got the 6x6, which I'm guessing is driving to all of the wheels. And then 6x4, I'm guessing only maybe these two are powered, I think. Not too sure, but quite a lot of choice. Well, not a lot of choice, but quite a cool little choice. So you got 6 engines, as you can see here. The V8 ones are both audio from a V6, and then the V10s and the V12s are both audio from a V10. So you got to think, do you want, it's basically the audio from a V6, the audio from a V10, and the audio from a V10. So all these four here are powered by the same audio, and then these two are the same audio, if you see what I mean. Onto the transmission, so there's one 9-speed and then there's 4 different 16 speeds. I think they're different models as well. Mercedes-Benz, that one, so that's probably the most realistic. Then there's some ZF boxes as well, but I've just been using a 9-speed because I'm using my G27 shifter, and I wouldn't be able to use the 16 unless I went to automatic, which I don't want to do. So the only interior is this one here, and it's fairly bright. I mean, from a distance these seats don't look too bad, but when you do get up close to them, you can sort of see it's a bit low resolution. And some parts of the interior, like this area here, it could do with a little bit more detail. But when you look forward, I mean, just all this detail up here with the radio, that light, all the detail on the dash is really good too. It's sort of a mix, really. Now onto the paint colours, you got all the traditional custom metallics and stuff like that, but I've just been driving this one here. Some classic looking sort of truck skins, which are really nice to see. We'll just go for white for now whilst we're customizing. So down here you can add some lights, so you can either have the side lights with chrome around the edge. I mean, these lights with here, with both, with the black surround or not, and then you can either have all of it with the chrome as well. Not too sure how long those lights would stay on there until they get knocked off by if you go off-roading or something, but if you have a look at the angle there, it is quite a big angle, so they shouldn't get knocked off too easily, and you shouldn't sort of run aground and hit the front too easily either. Now here you can change the colour of the bumper. Now I would say that isn't really chrome, is it? It's sort of like a bare metal look, and the painted doesn't actually perfectly match the sort of colour. You can see it better on brighter colours, so if we go for that, you can see the bumper and the sun visor don't match the body colour, and that's the same to say about the bars for the steps as well. So you got to think about that. So I'd just go black or that metal look if I was you, but personally I prefer black, and it's the cheapest. On here you can add a bull bar. Again, it doesn't match the paint unless you go for black, obviously. Let me get back. But yeah, I don't think they suit the truck that well. And here, let me just change the paint color again. So here you can change the badge. You can have no badge if you want, which looks a bit weird. You can have all different designs really, painted, all black, anything you want. There's quite a good range there, and then you get the Mercedes logo up there, which is cool. That's all on the inside, all the telepath stuff. Now you start with it like this with no sun visor, which I think does look really good. It sort of suits the style of the truck better, whereas this just seems like a bit like a cap from certain angles, which I'm not 100% about. It's not so bad when you've got a skin on there like that, it all fits in, but if you're going for a solid colour, I definitely recommend not going for it. Now up here you can put all the little banners on here, which I believe light up. Yeah, they do. Look at that. That's cool, but I'm not too sure about them. These are the what do you call it? Mine's gone blank. Aero pieces. A few different designs. That's more of a modern one, to be honest. And you get all the detail with these sort of adjusters up here. I mean, look at that detail that the mod author's gone to. I believe the author is called Trucker Charlie, who did this mod. You can change the ladders, you can remove them if you wish, and then here are the horns, which sit pretty nicely on the side of the truck, to be honest. That's a really good, maybe that isn't a good placement. Looks like you can only have them on one side, and they're the wrong way up for that side anyway, so if you want a horn you can go for that one, or you've got the standard one. You can even add flags. How good is that? So here you've got two different designs of the mirror. This looks a bit more modern than that one, but I really do love the design of this. It's very classical and just looks cool, doesn't it? Right, round here I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, just the detail of all the chassis, that logo there, that is 3D as you saw in the intro, but all the detail of all the sort of drive shafts and everything underneath the truck are amazing, and the detail on the chassis is really good as well, and all the suspension components down here, it's all really good. But otherwise I think the rest of the options are on the interior, so you can, maybe not, well, you should be able to put accessories on there, but for some reason it's not letting me. But you do have that bag back there that you can't edit, and then you got that sort of bed, which is pretty cool. Don't know why that dot's there. That's the flags. Yeah, I'm not sure why everything's not here. Must have a mod missing. But you can put a radio up here, CB radio. Not sure what difference that makes. Why is that not showing up? Or the little pennants, and then the sat nav. So there's two places for the sat nav. You can either have it here or here, or if you're playing it hardcore you can just go without it, which I may do for a bit of a change. But there you go, that's the customization for the Mercedes NG1632. So now I'm going to do a time lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Okay then, so here we are, all configured up. Now one thing that I wanted to, well, for you to listen to is the difference in engine sound. So I'm currently got the V10 on here. I believe it's around 350 horsepower. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I'm just going to quickly let you listen to the engine sound. So yeah, this is the V10. And then from the inside, now it's not like a traditional V10 sound that I'm used to, but you can definitely sort of hear that traditional V10 howl around 2000 RPM. You can hear it there. Sounds pretty cool, but yeah, that is the V10. Now, I've now just put the V8 in, well, it's labelled as the V8, but it's actually the V6 audio, so have a listen. Sounds powerful. Doesn't sound great from the outside, but from the inside. Ooh, that sounds good. Right, so I'm decided I'm going for the second V8 on the option. So if that's the engine that I'm using, if you're wondering. I'm quite surprised by that engine now. I know it's not realistic for the V8, but it sounds good, so who really cares? I think I've got a job selected. Yeah, so we're going down, oh, Limoges to Limoges. I think I'm saying that right. Stone dust. Not too heavy, not too long for this truck. Should suit it pretty well. Listen to that squeaking noise. It's got so much character, this truck. Right, I didn't go for the sat-nav on purpose. So I do want to make it like a traditional episode. Those mirrors are, they're tiny. Even zoomed in, they're like the usual size of, I don't know, a normal truck mirror. Love the engine sound. Like where, in fact, I don't know where I'm picking it up. Right, rule is I'm not allowed to use the route advisor. Okay, so let me check the map. So I've got to drive out and then drive back in. Okay. In fact, it would have helped if I actually checked the map. So I've got to go, follow the road around, left, left, right, second one off there, and then off there. So it's left, left, right, straight on, left, left. Let's see how it goes. Right, okay. So let's pull out. Oh, this V8 in quotation marks, it's like 350 horsepower, I think. It's pretty quick. I love that noise when you rev it up to about just over 2000. Turns BC, right. Hanger left here. But yeah, we can't see what gear we're in. Have to use the force and guess. Someone please let me out. Thank you, Scenic. Is that McGann gonna let me in? Or is he just gonna hog that lane? Right. Okay. Right. Let's get some speed up. 70. 80. I feel like it's gonna blow up. Almost touching on 90. This is up a hill, by the way. Not quite 90, so you can get it up to about just over 50 miles an hour before it's like, nope, no more of that, please. Kind of funny. Oh, I believe we have to turn off here when there's two roundabouts. So some history about the truck, actually. So So the truck was built between 1973 and 1988. I'm sure that the truck that we're driving now was one of the earliest ones. I mean, the earliest ones were the G27. And in 1977, the G73 had some model changes with some different sort of wings and stuff. But you probably saw some options for the G80 in the customization back then. The G80 was introduced in 1980, which sort of makes sense. So yeah, this truck's around 40 years old, just over maybe. But you'd think it's a lot older, really. I mean, if you look back to cars of this time, the don't know, I'm trying to think. Lamborghini Miura maybe been out for about coming on 10 years. So yeah, I would have thought this would be more late 1950s, early 1960s. Yeah, as I said, it just shows you that car design was a little bit ahead of truck design back then. Because nobody really cared about aerodynamics. What's that? Oh, let's get up to speed. 80. Oh, 90. I don't think it's got any more than that. Not sure what that sort of hissing noise is, if you can hear that. Yeah, it doesn't, you can tell it doesn't like doing that. It really doesn't, but we are still in the green zone doing this. I'm not sure how green zone is, but it does make a lot of a racket. All the trees around here. Pretty cool. Right, we're turning off. I believe we're going over there from memory. Right, no cars coming. One thing that I am noticing is the visibility is 10 out of 10. I mean, because there's hardly any safety devices in it, I'm guessing there's no airbags, no sort of crumple zone or anything. I know there's no proper sound insulation. It just means that the pillars can be extremely thin. And overall you get great visibility. I didn't go for these, maybe I did. Let me just check. I did go for the sun visor, so even still the visibility is great. This little drop off down here, this little road. But I thought I'd come to sort of the French countryside to do this review. You'll probably find a lot of old trucks around these parts. Can we drive down there? I might do a little off-road test in this truck. Oh, that was a bit bumpy. Suspension isn't the smoothest. Right, here we go. Stone dust. Head towards the green flag on your map. What map? This is the 1977. Sat-navs weren't invented. At least I don't think they were. I don't know if I've got my no trailer symbols mod on. There it is. No, I haven't. Okay, not a bad place. We can just drive straight out of here. I do think that the mirrors are zoomed in quite a bit. Don't have a rear window, unfortunately, because we've got a bed back there, but it's still not too bad. Yeah, I'm not sure about the field of view on those mirrors. Sorry, I keep knocking the microphone. The audio. does sound like a bit like a lawnmower when it's idling, but it's just the charm of it, really. Brake off. You can probably should go through the interior. I forgot to show you this. So let's put the brake on and everything. So down there you've got the hazard lights. You've also got the wiper modes. There's only one wiper mode. I forgot to say, and the wipers in the rain are rubbish. They don't even cover the screen properly. I mean, all this area over to the right, you just cannot see through. So that's that. You've then got the lights. I can't see anything moving. I really like the backlighting on here. It's very sort of traditional and very nice. All of it's in German. I can't really read it. But the instruments anyway, you've got the speedo, as you can see, very big and easy to read in kilometers an hour. And then you got the odometer, which doesn't change, but it's showing 155,000 kilometers, which isn't that many for a truck this old. You then got your revs, as you saw. And over there at the bottom you got your fuel gauge, so we've already used a bit of fuel. Air pressures, fuel warning lights, temperatures, stuff like that. You got your indicators up there, high beam. That's basically it over here. That's just temperature gauges and sort of heaters and stuff over there. That's pretty much it. I'm not sure if the gear thing moves. No, I don't think it does. Oh, the truck's turned off. I love that squeaking on start up. Right, let's get going. Trailer is attached. Right, let's see if this thing can drive down and then drive back up from the quarry. See you later. Watch the bump. I hope it's not an invisible wall. Those tyre tracks are sort of teasing us in a way. Oh. No. SES doesn't want us to have fun. When it got up, fine. So this trailer is... Sorry, I keep knocking. Microphone again. It's 17 tons, which for a 350 horsepower engine can be a little bit of a challenge. And especially with this gearbox, not knowing what gear I'm in. I mean, I'm not even touching the different ranges, I'm just going for it, if you were wondering. Just wait for this truck here. Look at that, there's a new Mercedes. And it came a long way. I mean, that truck is probably 30 years after this one. Yeah, definitely came a long way. No computers or anything in here. It's wonderfully simple. I'm really back to basics. Right, I forgot to check the map. What a fail. So we're going the same way that we came, and then we're dropping straight off outside the truck dealer that we customised this in. Okay, that's fine. I can remember that. Trying to carry as much speed as possible. Here we go. Okay, and we're on the road. So yeah, this is pulling pretty well for like a 17-ton trailer. I feel like the engine has got a lot of torque though. Not a lot of power, but definitely a lot of torque. And there is just a nice sort of feeling when you don't have a lot of power and you have to work through the gears. It's a really sort of back to basics and man and truck, man and machine sort of feeling. It's really nice. You know, I wouldn't like to do like a long haul on this, but for journeys like this, maybe say you've got sort of 20 minutes free before you're going out or something, and you just want to jump in a truck and go for a quick drive, this is a great thing to do it in. I mean, it's just so much fun, really challenging, and it's a classic truck. What would you expect? Definitely doesn't like doing those auto route runs. Right, which way am I going? This way. Just leaving it in 9th gear now. I'm not sure what it's going to be like with the 16 speeds, but the 9 speeds, it doesn't like going over 80 or 50 miles an hour. I mean, I just love the steering wheel. Look how simple it is. There's no multifunction buttons, no sort of lights on it or anything, just the badge and 2 little stalks coming off it. I mean, it's huge. There's hardly any sort of leg room. It's cool that you can see all the pedals down there, the 3 pedals. You don't see that in modern trucks. Looks a bit overflowed. But I do wonder what was the last ever sort of manual truck. So they're pretty much all automatics now, so it's nice to get back in a truck where you can actually use the manual realistically. But yeah, overall, do I recommend you download this truck? Yeah, I really do. Just for the odd occasion, you can have it in your fleets where you can just jump in it and drive every so often, and it helps you appreciate the modern trucks really, because I'm driving around, what am I doing now, 75, and it's happy at this speed, so you wouldn't get much done in it. I mean, this truck wouldn't have cruise control or anything, so I'm not using it. And as I said, it lets you appreciate all the modern technologies trucks have got. So yeah, definitely download it. The customization's great. I mean, most of the textures are superb. I mean, all the chassis is great. I mean, the seats and sort of the curtains and stuff back there do let it down a bit, but the actual stuff that you look at in front of you is pretty good. So yeah, definitely give this thing a download. Trucker Charlie has done pretty well. Thank you for indicating. Right, is there anyone on the outside of me? Please do not do that. Okay, can you just turn into me or not? He definitely tried to ram me though. Don't know if he touched. Right, I believe it's a right here. It's nice driving without a map as well. Definitely give that a go if you can. Right, let's see what it's like reversing. I mean, it wasn't so bad taking this stone trailer, because usually they're top heavy, but you don't really get any speed up in this, so it doesn't really matter. And we're dropping off at this modern facility, I think. Bet they're not expecting a truck like this to turn up with their stuff. Bet he isn't. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so let's do a difficult reverse, why not? In fact, we've probably got enough room to just turn around in front of the space. I mean, because the truck is so small. I only got a 4x2 chassis. Turning circle isn't great, but it's not too bad. Pull it forward a little bit more. Now let's see what this is going to be like, a short wheelbase truck and a short wheelbase trailer. I mean, you can only, that's the fastest you can really go in reverse. Try and straighten it up a little bit more. There we go. And there we go, switched off. Well, what a cool little truck that is, the Mercedes NG. Excellent. I mean, look how much fuel. 59 litres to do 52 miles. In fact, what's the range on this? Apparently we got a range left for 2,000 miles. I don't know if I believe that. But there we go. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give me a like, subscribe for more, and if you got any questions about the truck, put them in the comments down below. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Goodbye.